What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for NFL Week 1, Monday Night Football.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon
so you don't miss our new videos.
Okay guys, in this video, I'm going to give you my top DFS picks for this Monday Night Football showdown between the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, let's take a look at this Monday Night Football showdown between the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. And this is a revamped New York Jets team, so this one should be a good one. So let's get into it. At the quarterback position, you got Josh Allen for the Bills, and you got Aaron Rodgers for the New York Jets. Now, I think both of these quarterbacks could be good plays here. Of course, I like Josh Allen from the Buffalo Bills playing the New York Jets, who have a good defense overall. They've been good versus opposing quarterbacks. But Josh Allen averaged 27 fantasy points per game on the season last year, getting an average of 7.8 rush attempts per game. He's going to be about 75% owned, projected at 21.3 fantasy points here tonight. He's 11,400 DraftKings salary. Now Vegas thinks there's going to be 45.5 points scored in this game. They only have the Bills favored by 2. So I like Josh Allen here versus the New York Jets. Now, if you're thinking about Aaron Rodgers, I don't think he's a bad play. He's only 9,800 DraftKings salary, so you're going to save about $1,500 on this play. $1,600 on this play if you want to go with Aaron Rodgers on DK. Now, just keep in mind, guys, so Aaron Rodgers playing the Buffalo Bills, who had a good defense overall, and they were really good defending quarterbacks last year. Just keep in mind that Aaron Rodgers, he only averaged 15 fantasy points per game on the season last year, getting an average of 2 rush attempts. He's going to be about 57% owned, projected at 16.8 fantasy points here tonight. Now, he's only 9,800 DraftKings salary, so I think he's worth a shot. If you want to stack Aaron Rodgers and some of those New York Jets wide receivers, maybe the Bills get out to a lead in this one, and the Jets, Aaron Rodgers has to sling the ball to catch up, towards the end of the game. So it could be a passing game script for Aaron Rodgers. I just don't want to fall into the Aaron Rodgers trap here, because even last year with all of his pieces or just everybody with the time with the team, now he's on a different team. He does have some of the same players, but it's like, how much can he produce in week 1? I think Aaron Rodgers could be a fantastic quarterback, in 6 weeks from now when he's had some time to grow with the team or play with the team in real life game situations. So I think Aaron Rodgers could be a good pick in 6 months, but you never know, guys. This is DFS. I'm kind of going on a rant here. I just think this is a trap game. Looking at it, Buffalo Bills and New York Jets, most people would laugh and just say Buffalo Bills, 100% easy win. But then you look at the Jets, and they got all these new pieces, and they were pretty good last year. So it's going to be a fantastic Monday Night Football game, guys. So let's move on here to the running back position.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching.
If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal,
all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won.
And we'll send you $25 PayPal.
So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
So I think he's underpriced on this slate. I like Dalvin Cook from the New York Jets playing the Buffalo Bills, who have a good defense overall. They've been good versus opposing running backs. So Dalvin Cook averaged 14.6 fantasy points per game on the season last year, getting an average of 15.5 rush attempts per game. 3.3 pass targets per game. Going to be about 25% owned here. Projected at 11 fantasy points here tonight. He's 7,800 DraftKings salary. He's not the most expensive running back on the slate. He's actually the third most expensive back. So I do think he's in a good spot here in terms of salary. He's not overpriced. So I like Dalvin Cook here versus the Buffalo Bills. Now the other Cook on the slate is James Cook from the Buffalo Bills. And playing the Jets. The Jets had a good defense overall. They were good versus opposing running backs. So two good defenses in this game here. James Cook, he averaged 6.7 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 5.6 rush attempts per game, 2 pass targets. So he's going to be the lead back in those games. So in this game, so you can throw last year's numbers out the window. He's projected at 39% ownership. So people like James Cook over Dalvin Cook. I think that makes sense because playing for Buffalo Bills, chances are Bills are going to go ahead in this game, and I think the game script could be more favorable for James Cook than Dalvin Cook. But James Cook is 8,000 DraftKings salary, so 200 more than Dalvin Cook. I would just flip a coin and play one of these two guys. I think you'd be in a good spot here. And they won't eat too much of your salary either. So I like James Cook here versus the New York Jets. Okay, let's take a look at the wide receiver position. So the studs on the slate, let's just get them out of the way here. For the most expensive player on the slate, wide receiver on the slate, of course, is Stephon Diggs from the Buffalo Bills playing the New York Jets. And again, the Jets had a good defense overall and were good versus opposing wide receivers. Stephon Diggs averaged 21.1 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 9.6 pass targets per game. Going to be about 58% owned, projected at 16.1 fantasy points here tonight. He's 10,600 DraftKings salary. So Stephon Diggs, we know he can put up monster numbers. He gets tons of pass targets, usually 9-10 pass targets a game. So I like Stephon Diggs here versus the New York Jets. Now the other stud on the slate is Garrett Wilson from the New York Jets, and the Buffalo Bills did have a good defense overall last year, but they gave up the 8th most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. So that's why this is an interesting play here. So Garrett Wilson averaged 13.3 fantasy points per game on the season last year, getting an average of 8.7 pass targets per game. Going to be about 47% owned, projected at 14.8 fantasy points here tonight. He's 10,400 DraftKings salary. So with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, if they do fall behind, it could be a lot of Garrett Wilson. So I do like Garrett Wilson, although I think I would just prefer to pay 200 more and go with Stephon Diggs. I think I'd prefer to play some value play wide receivers for the Jets. That's just the way I'll build my lineup. But of course, Garrett Wilson can go off. He's a stud on the slate. So I like Garrett Wilson here versus the Buffalo Bills.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all the tools for NFL. This is a great time to get in and try everything for 1 month. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, now coming down in salary at the wide receiver position, I really like Allen Lazard from the New York Jets, coming on over with Aaron Rodgers, so they're a familiar duo. And we know Buffalo Bills give up the 8th most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers, so good matchup here. Allen Lazard has averaged 11.9 fantasy points per game on the season last year, getting an average of 6.7 pass targets per game. He's going to be about 32% owned, projected at 9.1 fantasy points here tonight. He's 6,400 DraftKings salary. So I like Allen Lazard here versus the Buffalo Bills. And it looks like a low salary play that a lot of people like here, which makes a lot of sense, is Randall Cobb sitting at $3,400 DraftKings salary on the New York Jets. Of course, with Aaron Rodgers, a lot of chemistry there. It's going to be about 32% owned. So if he can get a handful of targets in this game, I think he could pay off his price tag pretty easily. And I think you will have to look or scrap for value on this slate. And Randall Cobb is going to stick out as a value play. So I like Randall Cobb here versus the Buffalo Bills. Okay, moving on to the tight end position. For the Jets, you got Tyler Conklin. But you know what? I think I'm going to go with Dawson Knox from the Buffalo Bills playing the New York Jets, who have a good defense overall. They gave up the 12th most fantasy points to opposing tight ends last year. Dawson Knox averaged 9.1 fantasy points per game on the season. Got an average of 4.3 pass targets per game. He's going to be about 17% owned, projected at 6.7 fantasy points here tonight. He's $4,400 DraftKings salary. So you also got Dalton Kincaid on the slate for the Bills for tight end. So there might be, I think they're going to be running two tight ends there, because Dalton Kincaid, 13% ownership, Dawson Knox, 17%, Tyler Conklin, 16%. So the ownership is spread out between the tight ends here. Looks like CJ Uzoma at only $800 DraftKings salary if you're looking for a dart throw at about 7%. So pretty much a dice roll here on the tight end position. But if I had to pick one, probably Dawson Knox here versus the New York Jets.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NFL slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.